What's up, gangos? So this week I was driving to work and I see this woman running with a stroller, and I'm just looking at her, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, first of all, she's taking care of her child, whatever, good for her. She's taking her, I didn't even see the baby. It was on a walk. Nonetheless, I see her running and she's running really slow, and like, I'm in traffic, so I'm just kind of watching her. But I thought about it. I was like, you know what, people. I assumed she was doing the walk and trying to get her exercise at the same time, which is like, good for her. She's trying to get her exercise in. But I feel like a key thing people miss out on is like, for you to successfully keep a habit and make sure it's sustainable for the long term, because that's what you want, right? You don't want to just go to the gym once. You want to stay in the gym. You don't want to just become fit once. You want to stay fit, right? So for her to like go on this stroller ride or whatever and start running with the stroller, first of all, it's unsafe. Second of all, I like, when she was doing it, she was obviously slow to me, but when I'm looking at her, she, like, I can tell she was getting tired. Like, she was like she was like tired and like holding it like this, and like she was trying to go as intense as she can because she wanted to burn as much fat possible or whatever she thought was gonna happen. Nonetheless, I feel like if you want to start into a habit, like, so actually the whole point of this video is I just want to have a better way for you to approach things that seem hard, but also be able to approach them with a sustainable approach so that you can continue doing them for the long term, right? So for her specifically, I would have told her, instead of running with this child with a stroller, first of all, she should separate the tasks, right? Walk the child when you can and go to the gym when you can. If you don't have the time, fine, okay. For her, she should have just made it that she was gonna take the baby on her stroller or whatever and just increase the distance that she was gonna go. So she was gonna go like a quarter of a mile, make it half a mile, and just walk the whole time. Don't run, don't jog, don't sprint, whatever she was fucking doing, I don't know, right? But you're doing this because the whole point of when you start something is it's obviously gonna be hard. It's foreign to you. You don't know what you're doing yet, right? So if you can make it as easy as you can, like, to do it, you make it so easy that it's like, let me play out the scenario, right? If she does it the way I said, right? She goes half a mile, right? Instead of like the quarter mile she was gonna go, right? She would probably burn the same amount of calories rather than her, like, or even if it was a little bit less, doesn't even matter, right? She goes half a mile, she burns, let's just say 25, 30 calories, right? And if she was running, maybe she burns 30, 35, right? But the next day, if she were to do it again, she'd be like, that running was so much work. It wasn't worth it. I came home, I was so hungry, I was sweating, I felt disgusting, this and that. But if she did the walk, then the next day it would have been like, oh, you know what? That walk wasn't that bad. It took me like 5 minutes longer than I thought it would, but I don't mind doing it again today. And you keep doing that. And like, so say you did the 30 calorie sprint and you only did it twice a week, you're only burning 60. If you did 5 days a week, only burning 20, you would burn 100. So just mathematically and from like a sustainable approach, it's best to do things in a way where you limit the intensity as much as you can so that you can have a longer approach to it, because you're not gonna just like go to the gym once and become fit forever. Like, no, this is something you have to do on a continuous basis. Like, you're not gonna, like, it's like eating. Like, you don't eat so much in one meal where you're like full forever. You're gonna have to continuously eat for the rest of your life. So like, if you're gonna want to stay in shape, you got to continue going to the gym for the rest of your life, right? And so that doesn't mean you have to go for hours and hours a day or whatever. You just have to make it that you're burning how much you need to be burning, and you do it in a way that doesn't burn you out and make you like become like adamant about, like, you should become adamant about doing. You shouldn't be like so resistant on terms of like exercising, because it's not, exercising isn't a bad thing. I've never heard someone exercise and be like, oh, I regret working out today, oh, I regret going to the gym. It's like, it's literally impossible. Not only is it because like you feel better, you feel healthier, but it literally releases dopamine. And like, I've also recently learned that it also, when you exercise, it creates neurons in your brain, and neurons help you learn more. So if you are someone who's also trying to learn more things, I assume you are, because you're watching this video, you're trying to learn something. As long as you continue learning, won't age horribly, and you won't like burn your brain out. It's like the fast people who like die or like become burnt out, or like they just become like numb, like they just look disgusting or whatever. Like, not to say that they're disgusting, it's just when people stop learning, you can tell like they look like they're like literally fading away from life. Whatever, right? Always learn, right? And like, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always learn. Nonetheless, limit the intensity as much as you can in the beginning for a sustainable approach. And the best way to counteract is like, oh, I need to burn 25 calories, and if I walk, I won't burn that much. The only thing you have to do is increase the duration. So if it's like it takes you 15 minutes of running to burn 100 calories. Make it that you walk 30 minutes and you burn the same 100 calories, right? Yes, it's gonna take you 15 minutes longer, but you have a longer approach. You can't think short term. You can't think, oh, I need to burn this now, I need to burn this now. And it's like, of course, if there's like different circumstances, like you have a wedding in like a week, first of all, you're not gonna lose how much you want to lose in that week. But it's like, if you can space it out, like even if it's like 3 months away, 6 months, or a year, that's still long enough for you to like make the things make sense. And maybe you don't walk, maybe you jog. And as long as you have an approachable, sustainable method to it, then it'll work. Just make it that you limit the intensity to start. And this can go with anything. If you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to learn a book, I mean, not learn, read a book. Like, don't, like, if you've never read before or you don't like reading, don't be like, oh, you need to finish one chapter today. Say you need to read 1 page, 5 pages, whatever. Make it so small that it's so easily doable. You could do it right now. And then you do it. And then the next day you go, you know, those 5 pages weren't that bad. I kind of like reading. So you do it again. And then you do it again. And when you feel comfortable enough, you do 7 pages. Then you do 9. Just have a gradual increase by having, because that gradual increase, it might seem small, but over a long course, you'll finish the whole book, whatever. Like, you'll get so much more done rather than you becoming someone who's like so resistant to doing something that you never do it. Now it's like you keep pushing the goalpost back in terms of like the starting. Like, if the goal is just to start, then you keep pushing it back, which is like the worst thing you can do, because most things in life is like, it's not as scary as you think it. Like, you think it's so scary and then you do it, like, wow, it wasn't that bad. It didn't even take me that long. I kind of like doing this and that. It's like, just get yourself to start. Limit intensity as much as you can. Start, have a sustainable approach, and just do it for the long term, especially if it's something worthwhile. Peace out, gangos. See you on the other side. We all gonna win one day. I swear we're all gonna.